The Tdkt Talk Show adalah podcast lepak santai. Kami mengundang common people untuk kongsikan cerita, pengalaman, dan perjalanan hidup mereka. Kalau episode ini bosan untuk Anda, sila matikan telepon bimbit Anda. Simpan kecaman Anda untuk orang lain. Selamat menonton.
Welcome semua. Welcome semua ke The Tdkt Talk Show. Welcome semua ke The Tdkt Talk Show. Sembang santai, cerita tak klise. Dari kisah hidup sampai gelak tawa. Setiap minggu guys baru bawa cerita. Pokbik on mic, kasih suasana. Faizal Khai, Malik pun sama. Khalifa Realtors dengan gaya bersahaja. Bila dorang sembang semua rasa macam keluarga. The Tdkt Talk Show. Kita lepak sekali, cerita common people tapi penuh inspirasi. Gelagat gurauan, pengalaman sebenar. Dengar sampai habis, confirm kau ketawa besar. The Tdkt Talk Show. Sembang santai, conversation berantai.
We are back di The Tdkt Talk Show di Spotify, di YouTube. Terima kasih masih lagi mendengar kami, dan podcast ini dijajakan khas oleh Khalifa Realtors. 8892-5882. Kalau ada sebarang penjualan jual beli rumah, dipersilakan, please call them. Tolong save aku sebab Khalifa ada cuma 2 bulan lagi. Kalau kau nak tengok Khalifa still remain di dalam The Tdkt Talk Show atau di dekat, please do ring a bell, ring a phone. Buat dorang busy. Kai pun dah complain tak ada list apa Dekat sikit dengan mic, tolong please.
Aku komplain.
Yes. 8892-5882 Khalifa Realtors. Seperti biasa di episod The Tdkt Talk Show, I think kita kena hantam terutama sekali Faizal Hanafi, Abang Malik. Yeah. Dihantam kuat oleh netizen, di mana we talk about the young kids, kan, di academy. Diorang ada fotografer sendiri. Dan di ruang komen, I think I don't know how many shares we have di Instagram. I think about more, quite a lot. Abang Malik pun dah wobble sikit pasal benda ni viral.
Tak, actually bagus lah.
Yeah.
Because we get to know orang punya pandangan.
But actually, okay, if kalau you nak faham the comment kan, dia macam more to
support lah actually.
Yeah,
for
more to
business,
support.
for those
For the photographers,
for the
actually.
photographers.
kan, bukan kita hentam the
kita
kids.
kita tak hentam the photographer, kita hentam the
We're talking about
Kita just wondering lah why and how. Kita tak hentam siapa-siapa. Nampak?
nampak
Statement dia.
Okay.
ya takut lah, lawan lah. Kan.
But the comment is crazy. Ada juga yang tag the photographer and what not. But terima kasih kita dapat the traction from you guys. And of course, just a friendly reminder, please do listen to the whole episode rather than you take the short clips, because itu adalah permainan aku.
Yep. Aku yang kena.
Right, so we have someone important. It's very important to it's very personal to me. It's because I think behind apa yang kau nampak karakter Pokbik ni, I'm a footballer before. I grew up with a team called Project Vault FC. We so-called underdog di dalam bola sepak. Darwin, this person that we're going to interview right now, Darwin Jalil adalah seorang father figure for all of us. We have about 30 or maybe 40 players that pernah menyarung jersey kebangsaan. He gave me a chance to play together with Indra Shadan, my idol. Then I get to meet a very good players like Maziz. Maziz is in the studio together. We have Ahmad Latif. We have Ho Wai Loon. We have a lot. Jonathan Zhu. We call him Adam because dia dah convert kan. So we have a lot. We have Syami Ismail. We have macam-macam lagi banyak player yang pernah bermain di level yang gila babi. And I really respect Darwin Jalil because I never played in a national setup. It's just the COE kind of shit. But he give me a chance to to be part of the team and juga to grow with player yang professional. And of course, kalau korang tahu kan, I always using the number 7, and this number 7 to bukan nak mengangkat lah, but this number 7 I remember that was the MOF Cup final. That final, before we play against Lions 12, that MOF Cup final is crazy because kita against a team called Happy Feet. Happy Feet tu memang gila babi lah.
My friendnya team.
Yeah. So it's
Alau.
it's gila babi. And the day kita staycation tau dekat, the day before we staycation at Amara Hotel, I remember. Just imagine amateur football for like all of us, he brought us to Amara Hotel, kita staycay,
Nice.
team bonding kind of shit. Then that's where kita jumpa Indra Syadan. And kita tak tahu jersey number kita apa. We don't have a permanent jersey number. So on that day, I'm the last one to get because Indra kasih that jersey kan. So I'm the last one to get the jersey that is number 7 and also the starting lineup, and I played together with Indra.
Nice.
And that was a crazy moment because from budak yang tak tahu siapa dia ni, and alhamdulillah, I think after 10 years when we get together as a team, people always mention about Project Board.
Yeah.
Like, macam kan orang kena komen cakap, ini Maman Project Board ni apa shit kan. So I'm very thankful. Darwin Jalil.
Welcome.
Panjang sangat intro.
Thank you guys for having me. But just to set the record straight, I mean, in a regular perspective, people always think you stay in a hotel is a staycation.
Yeah.
But the fact is, what we wanted to do was to actually introduce what professional players does before cup finals.
Yeah.
That process is called concentration, where we take you into an environment together with your team for one night, so that you are less distracted and more focused to perform.
Yep.
Right. And of course, I think people would know lah of Darwin Jalil siapa kan, pasal dia pernah berada di FA. Dia pernah berada di FA. We always talk about FA kan.
Yes.
So he is one of the members in the FA, and before the changes of right now lah. Right now siapa ambil siapa bos? Forest Lee. So it's way before . So let's talk. Bukan kita nak hantam. This disclaimer, kita bukan nak hantam FA ke apa. Before we start, let's talk about our national team.
Wow.
They won the last game kan.
Wow.
But okay, let's. I just want to ask. Abang Malik, you watch the game?
I watched the goal.
Okay.
Highlight.
What do you think about
It's everywhere.
What do you think about the national team right now?
To tell you the truth, I don't really follow the national team. I don't know who's who, except the Fandi's children.
Yes.
Lepas tu aku tak tahu siapa lagi dah.
Right. But what do you think about the national team right now?
I think with the
Back then?
Back then was different lah. I think back then when they played, they don't play for money, they don't play for glamour. They just play for the passion and the joy of the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why you see the Kallang Raw back then, and now I think a bit different.
Right.
I think partly because of the society we live in right now.
Yeah.
Sebab terlalu busy. Aku buat macam berita.
No,
Please.
Because you wobble.
Ada teleprompter.
Because you wobble, I'm sitting here, guys. Yes.
Aku tak dengar.
Faizal Hanafi pula, what do you think about our national team?
Tak apa, nanti kena kecam lagi.
Tak apa
Dia saja tahu nak ambil aku tahu.
What do you think about it?
Kita buat political answer lah. It can be better lah.
Kai?
It's a big difference
Yeah.
compared to last time. Memang Abang Malik cakap betul lah. Aku pun tak follow what's going on in the national team.
Right.
Memang aku tahu the three Fandi sons only. I don't know anyone else. I think is it a marketing problem or is it a level of football problem? I'm not sure lah.
Okay.
But I don't really. Maybe also because last time when we are growing up, we do not have other types of football. We don't have EPL. We don't have Serie A.
Okay.
We don't have Bundesliga. We don't have access to all those. We only have Malaysia Cup.
Okay.
And we have the pro, the semi-pro league,
Semi-pro league.
or the league. And all of us come down and support our local heroes last time.
Okay.
But now all of us have so many options. Ada Champions League, ada apa lah, that kind of thing. You see when EPL teams like Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal come to Singapore, the stadiums are full.
Right.
And semua pakai JC diorang. But when
Okay.
Singapore play, is it equally as full? No.
Okay.
You
You
can
see the mahal.
difference there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isi mahal.
Let's talk about I mean, the man is in front of us.
Yes,
Kita
sir.
patut tanya about the
Kita
national.
tanya.
Yeah, and also disclaimer because Darwin dia tak berbahas sangat dalam bahasa Melayu, so kita akan jumble up with the.
It's okay. So Abang Malik pun.
Yes, Abang Malik.
Cambridge.
Yeah, you're French. You just speak French, right? Yes. Because I call him boss,
Yes,
so
boss.
I have to call boss.
Okay, boss. Kita panggil boss.
Okay, kita panggil boss. Like, macam boss, I just want to ask you like, I mean, just now I asked them about how's our national team kan. What are your thoughts?
Okay, to be fair, I think the national boys, as in the players, are giving their best. And given where they
It's not
have...
politic answer.
No. I mean, this is my honest view.
Okay.
They are a product of a generation of players where we did not have a proper systemic development.
Okay.
So given the output they are putting out today, these are the cream of the crop that we have at hand to compete at a regional level.
Right.
So kudos to the boys. I think given the comparison, of course, to countries like Vietnam, Thailand, or even Indonesia. We saw yesterday Indonesia won 5-1. Given the development that they had and the kind of competitiveness AFF is, I think our boys did very good job to win the first 2 games.
Right.
And now they have a mountain to climb facing Indonesia and Vietnam. So in my perspective, whether the national team, how well they are doing, like I said, people in the team are giving their best. But I would not say the same about how we have derived to where we are today.
Right.
I think earlier you spoke about having EPL teams and how did we come about to this situation. So I think there was a lot of neglect, especially post 94,
Right.
where we actually started our own S League. I think it started with a big fanfare, and there was like, I can remember in Toa Payoh Stadium, people were like sitting with their legs hanging out of the, all around the stadium. And then from there, how did we end up to our football today? So I think there have been a lot of touch points where we thought going back to Malaysia Cup was a solution. But like every developed country, FIFA ranking matters a lot. So in order to have a sustainable national team with good FIFA ranking, you need to have a good league. Everything starts with your league. So the point was everybody was looking at the professional level of the game without considering the pipeline of players. So when we toy, for example, there was a period of time when the league reduced COEs to only 4 clubs. That literally cut short our legs to compete, right? Because there's only 4 youth development teams. So I think there's a lot of lesson to be learned along the way that we have come from. It's good to see today also the new leadership trying to do youth development. But the question remains is, what is the suitable model for Singapore football?
You're talking about the league. Back then when you're in the FA, and Darwin Jalil was one of the, he was managing Balestier Khalsa. And we can see the changes in Balestier Khalsa. But the recent news where we hear about Balestier Khalsa, I don't know, the thing is viral, I think. Regards the player have to, lay off. And what's going on?
Okay, so I can't speak of the current management. But when I first came to Balestier in December 2017, at that point of time, Balestier is notorious for 10-month contract.
Correct.
So I could understand in the club's perspective, but then in the player's perspective, there's no longevity. So that is one of the areas that we tackled first, because to give career security, like if you're talking about even now outside the football field, whether in finance or in property, you need a certain security to be able to commit to housing loans to your life, right? So that was the very first thing that we tackled, the pay scale of players. And then the other part of it that I had at that point of time when I first joined the club, players on a $400, $500 salary. And I was asking myself, what would I do with $400-$500 a month, right? If I can't survive, how do I expect the players to survive? So that we structured in a way where it took us quite a few seasons to find the right formula. But eventually, before I left, we were a sizable club in terms of performance versus budget. So to me, it all goes down to financial literacy as well, to understand the affordability of players, how to incentivize players based on performance. Right? So at the end of the day, you have a limited amount of money but in terms of budget. But you can expand that budget because more money comes in when the team performs better.
Yeah.
Which means prize money, sponsorships, engagements, and derives income, revenue. So we came up with a formula to actually incentivize players in a way where they perform, they get what they want. So it becomes a system where the players are self-motivated because they want a better income for themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. But Abang Malik love this kan. Besar
Income,
duit kan.
money, yes.
So aku dengar $500. Because I heard you mention about $500 back in 2017. I think if you work part-time at McDonald's, you and then these people, these players are all, they want to be professional.
Yes.
So that is not how a professional will be, going to be treated. So if you ask me, right, at $500 a month in 2017, which was, I think, is ridiculously low.
Yep.
So those players that really wanted to play were really play for the sake of the game, not because of money.
I think we remember that we ever talk about. I think with Coach Aman, we talk about the FA giving money, the seed money. Remember the seed money?
Yeah.
About 1 juta, kan?
Yeah.
Dan what the clubs do with the money.
The money, yeah.
No, I mean, okay, so based on knowledge, 1.7 million was the seed money given to clubs.
Okay.
That was the base.
Okay.
So the question is, this 1.7 million includes your youth development, your coaches, your full-time staff, and we are also now, based on AFC licensing, mandated to have a women's team. So the question is, example, if you take 1.7 million, you probably change to ringgit. You think it's 5 million ringgit, right?
Yeah.
But the reality is Malaysian players are paid 20,000-30,000 ringgit a month,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And living in Malaysia with that kind of cost of living compared to living in Singapore. So the reality is, if you have a player paid $3,000 to $4,000 or $5,000 today, you can get the same doing Grab food.
Yeah.
You don't have to
yes.
sacrifice your health,
Yeah.
looking after your well-being,
Yeah.
your diet, just to be a professional footballer when you can earn the same doing
Amount,
Grab food.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the economy of scale in terms of being a professional footballer versus making it in life for your daily needs,
Right.
it doesn't match. So it doesn't incentivize players to remain professional. Because at the end of the day, it's about making a living, right? Footballers play out of passion, yes,
Yeah.
but they have a very short career.
True.
So you can do Grab food from 20 years old right up to 50 years old.
Yeah.
But you can't play football till 50.
Right.
True.
Right. So I think one area to look at it is also, are our footballers earning enough to make a living for themselves and to be role models that we all can be very proud of? Like, example, along the way they've been impressed. Even for me, there are some issues with some players and all that. The question always remains professionalism. Are we professional enough to be paid professionally?
True.
So it's a chicken and egg thing. Elevating players' mindset is one thing, but we also need to have the money to pay them professionally.
Correct.
And then we can expect them to raise the standard of football and show more desire.
But what do clubs before like you say, like pay them equally ke macam gitu kan, something like that kan? Like macam what do you look on a player, like macam okay, contoh Faizal Hanafi, okay, you striker you sign for Balestier kan, contoh. Okay, you deserve 3,000 lah, but you ask for 10,000 contoh.
Cukup 3,000.
Kan, contoh lah.
Okay,
But what
contoh.
do the clubs look like macam, oh, if you ask for this kind of salary kan,
Yeah.
I mean, of course you need a return. So what do you look on a player?
Okay, so basically, traditionally, Singapore football works on a set budget.
Okay.
So based on the budget, after you sign your foreign players, what is the budget you have for your key local players? And then whatever balance, throw it to the young players to meet the minimum number of registration. So you need 18 players to be in the squad,
Yeah.
right? So given today, so this is another issue that we will speak of. Given today, the demands of football, the intensity of the game, the one way to keep up with it is to play more frequently.
Okay.
So you were talking about European football. So now you can expect European football to have a midweek European game or a local cup game, and then play your local league on a weekend.
Right.
You're playing once every 4 days. And that is the same frequency if you go to the World Cup. You play once every 4 days, 5 days, right? But here in our local league, we take very long breaks. sometimes in a month, only one game. When you don't have the intensity, you can't compete in the same form of pressure and demand when it comes to major tournaments. So I always say to my team, to my staff, success is a habit. You need to cultivate that habit. When we were doing the team, also the same. I said to the team frequently, I say, if you want to win, you have to make it a habit to win.
Yep.
Because only through habits we get into a rhythm where we execute our daily routine. Back then in running them on a Sunday football, we play on Sunday. But from Wednesday, the group chat is so noisy. You know, everybody's so excited over the weekend. And they talk about winning, they talk about how they're going to win, they talk about who's going to score. And that is actually a manifestation of success.
Yeah.
You know, and that is what is lacking today in our local game. The manifestation of success is not derived from administration of clubs that have the same mindset who wants to succeed. Because clubs are driven, like I said again, back to the budget, right? So these people, they might be good in numbers for now 20 over years running the league. But what is the outcome of it? Is our investments the same? For example, again, before I left Balestier Khalsa, we have the same seed money as every other club. How do we perform, or how do we afford a coach like Peter Deru? How do we afford foreign players that could elevate? And we also reduce the reliance on picking players from Albrecht and all that. You know, we start to look players from outside. So, for example, my former captain Alan Koza, Anton Fassi, Ismail Sassi, these are players where we actually procure from the network and understanding what we need. So we don't just sign a player, I want a defender. Whoever is in the market, okay, this guy is 5,000, I take. No. So for us is, okay, well, we need a centre back, but we need a centre back who's left-footed, who's always passing the ball into the pocket. We monitor their games before we make decisions to sign them. And we look at it, for example, and put the bargaining chip on the table. So, for example, if you're coming from another club in Singapore, there's always a comparison in terms of the housing, the salaries and all that. But when we bring fresh players into the league, we mandate what we want out of them. And that allows us to have a certain hold on success and certain hold on outcome. You know, so having to do this takes a lot of understanding about football. You know, I mean, for me, I just like you guys, football was not my business. I don't make money from football. I come from events industry and running events company for a while. And my formal education was only football manager the game. Right? Understanding stadiums, operations, staff, you know, from the game. So when I took on this team in 2011, I was thrown in a deep end, you know, having to deal with the antiques of former national players. You know, not all of them are easy to handle. But so basically when we formed this team, it was based on the motto, you can live your dreams, right? So like what Pokbik shared earlier, it was, he never had a chance to be in a setup. So when we brought national players, we brought ex-league players and the regular Sunday footballers and youth, like point in case, Ho Wai Lun, he was 18 years old when he joined us. He go one round, national team, played in the league and all that, come back, now he's back in the club, trying to inspire the next generation of Golden Eagles.
Nice.
So why you can live your dreams is basically because we provide a platform where players like Pokbik back in the day who were dreaming to play against the greats of Indra Shada and Ahmad Latif, we allow our players to dream. And through that process, we created youth players like even not only Ho Wai Lun, like Hafiz Ahmad, who's playing for Balestier now.
Right.
We've got a few other players who Norisham Jupri, who came from us and end up in Balestier as well, and a few other clubs, you know. So creating a manifestation or a dream is key in order for us to ensure that we have a good pipeline of players.
Wow.
Talking about back to the clubs, let's talk about right now they call it what, SFL, eh?
SY.
Singapore Football.
Last time we call it NFL, kan?
Yeah.
So back then NFL was a different ballgame tau. Normally it's different. Because I remember we won the first when we step into the NFL. I remember we won. We were playing under Yunus Crescent together.
Yep.
majority of them are all the PV boys, and that was our second year, and we won the league in Division 1.
Division 1. Wow.
Yeah. Then after that, move forward, PV came into the scene, and we won the Division 2. We won the Island White, and we won the Division 2. Right now, when I'm out from the scene, and it's dia berbeza tau, sebab we can see Gabriel Quack in Island White. We can see a lot of national players.
Yeah.
We talk about this, I think, the previous
Yeah.
episode. I don't know what is going on, but I think it's not fair. To be honest lah, because I have this conversation with some people like macam, B, kau tak nak main balik ke? Why I need to play back? Because aku nampak macam all the ex-national are playing in the Island White, and it's Island White. Last time when we are in the Division 1, we can see Indra was playing in the Division 1. Ada yang national player yang main on Division 1. Diorang masih maintain benda tu lah. So I don't know what is going on with the Singapore football right now.
Kira macam bully kecil lah.
For me lah. But I don't know. Abang Malik yeah lah, but it's true kan Faizal?
They are supposed to be at the league of SFL lah.
Yeah.
League 1 or League 2 lah kan. They're not supposed. Maybe they have the concept of maybe want to bring that club, small city up to division, but I believe they should stay there rather than play in school, playing in IWL. Main kat sekolah, babe. Sunday league punya.
That's so
you're a national player, people look up to you, and macam biasa lah, common lah boleh nampak kat sekolah kan. Something like that.
Macam berbeza
Or
kan?
maybe they have other profession now. So they just want to keep on playing, just to sweat a bit and then enjoy kicking the ball.
Yeah.
Macam I know Gabriel Craig, he's
an
realtor
agent
now,
now,
right? There's
yeah.
so many of them become realtor
Macam
now.
main IWL, Malik.
Apa IWL?
It's an Island White League.
Oh, Island White.
Dia bawah lah, bawah.
Dulu mini league kita panggil.
Oh yes, your time.
Mini league, right?
Yeah. So dia macam kelakar gila. Macam contoh you Fandi Ahmad, lepas tu you main hello.
He's there.
Yeah, he was there.
He's one of
Yeah.
Technical director.
Technical director.
Kan, dia macam I don't know what's going on with Singapore football right now, but moving forward, kita nak touch on this lah. Macam kita remember the goal of 2010 that we want to Singapore to be in the World Cup. Jauh lah sangat kan. Sekarang dah 2026 already.
Boleh. Because Japan, Indonesia, they're trying to propose, right?
Yes, to
and
host.
Singapore, Malaysia, Japan, and how many more to host the World Cup. So kita ada chance bro, main kat Jalan Besar Stadium.
Rabak Jalan Besar Stadium to host. But I think kita ada
No, they must have a specific capacity in order for us
and
to.
tak cukup kan. Our national team tak cukup.
Satu je.
Tak nak buat kat Pulau Ubin.
But tak cukup. It's still tak cukup right? It's like 50,000 right?
Okay, so before we go back to this, just a quick one on to
Okay.
touch upon what you guys said about having the former players.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think former players serve as a very huge role model for people. Having too many of them into one space, you miss out an opportunity to inspire the rest. So I feel that the responsibility of former players to actually spread themselves and spread their experience into various organizations and help football grow collectively. If you keep your kampong together and just want to be together, then you are not inspiring the next generation of people coming to play. Like I said, Farhan is a very good friend of mine, but doubting what he intends to do. But I just personally feel that these are players that is essential to inspire younger players to play. So you need to spread them out, let them be in various clubs, and use this player to establish the next pipeline. Moving back to the World Cup. So I think a lot of people misconcept because playing stadiums alone is not enough for a World Cup.
Yeah.
You need to have sufficient. For example, if you are in Singapore and you are hosting a group of World Cup, you would need also 4 training fields. Do we have 4 training fields good enough for world-class teams to train on?
The city dah close.
Padang Mango.
Padang Mango. Macam mana nak ada padang? Orang yang bikin padang pun menipu, scammer. Macam mana? Macam nak move forward? Right. So
No, but there's lessons that we can learn. Is, for example, the container stadium in Qatar is one good approach. So there have been countries, for example, China hosting the Olympics or Brazil hosting the World Cup. Many of these stadiums turn white elephant after the event.
Yeah, sure.
So in terms of a sustainability perspective, I think it's not wise for governments to invest just to be a host, but end up being liable for the maintenance of this venue. But the Qatar Container Stadium is a good concept for countries like us who have ambitions to host but do not have the land space. So after the World Cup, we can repurpose those land into doing other stuff. So in terms of capability, in terms of hospitality and tourism, we are a fantastic country.
Of course, yeah.
We would say amongst the region, it's always an experience to come through Changi Airport, seeing like how you experience the Formula One night race. We are good in curating those experiences. But the question is, with the scale of World Cup today, from a 32 team to a 48 team, and now there's also a conversation of a 64 team.
Yes.
We know that we cannot do it alone. And to that extent, we also have to consider the players' welfare. Because if you are doing it, say, Japan, Singapore, and Malaysia, if you are playing one game in Singapore and next game in Japan, that's 6 hours away.
True.
Right?
Right.
And we are not considering the well-being of these players, having sufficient recovery, which induces injury, and that will affect the overall performance at the World Cup.
Yes, correct.
You nak soalan macam sial tak?
Apa dia?
Darwin was, I mean, Darwin is quite in FIFA. Dia memang ada contact dengan FIFA.
Ada nama lah. Ada ranking
dia
lah.
Kalau kita tengok dia main social media, dia akan go to the World Cup pun dia pergi. Dia akan mix around with the FIFA people and whatever not. Cuma nak tanya benda ni lah. FIFA tahun ni, the World Cup tahun ni adakah dia is a rigged game? Because I saw the final where Argentina tak boleh main. Spain was playing superbly.
Yep.
At the dressing room, I remember, I don't know, I saw this video di mana I saw Messi say, correct me if I'm wrong lah. Dia cakap macam, main je, carry on. Don't think about it, just carry on. Dalam dia punya bahasa, aku tak boleh berbual Argentina. Kan? Tapi, so I saw that. Then, bila kita tengok tu, kita kan suka macam buat research kan. Ni mesti rig lah ni game mesti rig lah. So, what do you think? Because you know, I don't know.
I mean, to be very, very frank, everybody, if you are given an opportunity to compete at the global stage, would you not want to give your best? Even if you think that the game is siding towards a certain direction. Everybody, given at the World Cup, say from knockout stages onwards, would want to take your country as far as possible.
Okay.
Right. So to be fair to the players, they are giving their best in a sense where they all have the same desire. But the reality is, the format of the game with the introduction of the hydration break and all that does change the flow of the game, the tempo of the game.
Momentum
And that actually, if you look at how things turn out, goals happening after hydration break, goals in the last 10 minutes of the game, that actually is impacted by the change of frequency on how you are so used to pace yourself 45 minutes, and then now you have to break after 23 minutes. Right? So in that sense, the circumstances does have a bearing on performance. But if you're asking me whether it's being rigged or what, my answer is every player wants to win the World Cup for their country. So I would not think that
it's rigged.
It's rigged. Yeah.
Okay, ni political answer.
Politically correct answer.
Kita boleh panggil Buki.
Sorry, I just want to answer.
Yes.
Because Pokbik was mentioning that you have some contact with FIFA and everything. What are you doing right now actually?
No, so
you
I
managing a
was,
club or?
I'm with Kashima Antlers now. I'm looking after regional sales for Kashima Antlers.
Kashima Antlers.
Yeah, so my purview is Southeast Asia.
Dapat discount.
Tengok game kat Kashima Antlers.
Sure. You're more than welcome to come to Kashima.
Oh really?
Yes.
Ada Mizuno nyebut.
Kashima wear Nike, sorry.
Can you share how you end up in Kashima Antlers?
Okay, so basically I was doing this course in FIFA called the FIFA Diploma in Club Management. And through that network, of course, you get to know people. And the guy that was from Kashima was in the first edition. So I was from the second edition. And along the way, I went to Japan as part of my diploma. And I got to know him. And he was following a little bit of my work. I was in Balestier Khalsa then. And I think most importantly is the network that I've established within that program that allow me to actually connect a lot of people. So I have also went on to summits to represent other clubs from South America and all that.
Oh.
So to build an extensive network, to be able to be a conduit to bring potential revenue, and not only just money, but also growing of fan base here in Singapore and in Southeast Asia, where I think there is a very huge potential because we all can relate to Japanese football much better. Like example, how do we all fall in love with Liverpool or Man United? They're so far away from us, and in reality, they are an ideology. You know, we can spend $6,000 per head to go to Europe just to watch a game. When Japan is just a stone throw away. And we have always looked up to Japan in a way where they have been the consistent representation of Asia at the world stage, right? So the only thing that the trouble was, Japanese football have always been in Japanese in terms of commentary, in terms of social media, in terms of distribution of information. So at Kashima now, we've came up with a Kashima Antlers global page in English. We do more content in English now, and we are trying to make this consumable to the local fans. And even now with our long-term partners, Western, we are trying to explore to bring Kashima merchandise into our Western stores. That's the first touch point, you know. And I was quite heartened since I did not pay attention before, but I joined them in 1st February this year. And since, I've actually seen more people on the streets in Singapore wearing Kashima Antlers.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh, we're talking about someone who really know about soccer now.
Kan? Apa barang pasal FIFA?
But the football manager, I started from football manager.
But because the reason why I brought him datang kat sini sebab because we grew together. Because macam I cakap, kita dekat PV tu, we dah ibaratkan dia. I always say Darwin is always a football father figure to all of us. Because dia, I remember dulu, because dia bukan dari background bola. He was a national rugby player, by the way. That's all. Dia bukan dari bola, dia tahu main bola. Kita selalu kacau dia bukan tenang bola apa kind of shit. But dia bawa kita ke a level that some of us, like myself, tak pernah berada dekat sana. And dia always make us look like we are Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi, professional. Because I remember even Maziz is here, kita dapat boot free. Dia belikan boot but using his own money to buy. Macam some of the players dapat, majority dapat boot. Kita ada nama kita on the boots and kind of shit lah. So dia really make us look like a professional. Sampai sekarang when we get back together, I think we just won our Western punya veteran. Kita namanya veteran kan.
Veteran dah.
Yeah. Bila kita masuk that veteran league pun, people still acknowledge us macam, oh ni is different lah. Macam orang tahu PV tu sampai sekarang. Orang tahu macam, oh siapa kat PV tu orang tahu. Like even kita tak perlu untuk berada together di dalam to contact every single day kan. But when we get together, dia dah macam like the past 10 years.
Of course.
It's crazy kan. That's why I say like macam Darwin tu dia special sikit. But talking about special kan, dia pun banyak juga kena hentam. Bukan Faizal Hanafi pun kena hentam. Dia daripada when he first started sampai dia take over Balestier, sampai dia jadi FA in the sitting, masuk NFL back then, whatever not, banyak juga kena hentam. So the comment is really gila babi.
Gila babi lah, yeah.
But right now see di mana dia berada kan.
Kashima
Antlers.
Lepas tu mungkin relax.
Santai. So and okay. Ni if you guys were to follow Darwin Jalil, you know Abah Saad kan?
Yeah.
Abah Saad dalam Singapore dengan dia jalan. You know that
members
macam jalan, bawa dia akan ke Hulu, ke Ilik, ke kedai
nice.
dia and whatever not. So I'm very proud to see him right now because dia berada di tempat yang bukan kebanyakan orang cakap, sorry, dia ni bodik lah kan. Tak, dia betul-betul kerja keras to be where he is right now.
You see,
I can see that actually.
Yeah.
Dah, itu je.
Itu je.
Yeah. Bayar mahal-mahal tu je.
Okay, you see why Singapore doesn't take the opportunity to bring him and be inside the FA. You know, this kind of quality what?
You were once inside the FA, you were saying?
Yeah, I was a council member for it.
But must be there what? But why?
But
Sebab tu dia macam
Encik
back to
Darwin, I think have the opportunity to spread your wing even further. Why limit yourself to the local scene?
But we need Singapore to be there.
Later lah.
Oh, later. Okay.
Sekarang pun belum.
tapi tu think like macam dia selalu ada kena-mengena dengan politik lah. Like every mana-mana kan, like macam podcast pun ada. Oh, itu the best, this is the best. Then lepas tu mana-mana saja lah di dalam thing. Of course the FA, like I remember we interview Coach Haman.
Yeah.
Kita try to correct everything about FA, but there's always a limitation to it. Jom kita tanya Darwin himself lah, macam what's happening.
Pasal dia kat Kashima Antlers,
Yes,
issue.
yeah. He still got a job.
Oh yes, of course. They know it, the local punya job.
What do you think about back then when you are in the committee? What's going on?
No, I mean pre the session we had,
Yeah.
I just shared some views around the room. You know, I think and again when you ask me about the national team, I think we have a systemic issue in our youth development, which we need to address, right? So one way you guys were talking about players in the EPL doing their degrees and what's the difference between them and our players is because those players come from an environment where football is football and school is school, right? We come, our first touch base in youth football is school football. So when you have programs like the direct admission exercise and all that, you are actually putting everything into one, where the players cannot isolate. So for example, what I mentioned earlier was, in life, you can't choose when problems come at you. But here in our football stops when the exam is coming.
Oh,
Summer holiday also they stop.
Some holidays also stop, you know?
Yeah.
But development in life, not only football, in life, development never ends.
Yeah, true.
You need to constantly develop yourself, and exams and tests and challenges should come simultaneously so that you learn to juggle. But if you are having your first touch point in football is school football, which means a lot of our kids, our nephews start playing at school level, or say even they start in an academy at 6 years old, and then primary school they go, and the school now says, no, if you want to play for school, you cannot play outside. Then you have to give priority because you are in the school.
Yep.
They can't, no choice. So they can't separate from school and football, right? So when it comes to exams, because the school want to keep the prestige of their academic, okay, exam, stop football. In life, you can't choose.
Yeah.
When things are thrown your way, you need to learn to manage, right? So I feel that our systemic problem is we need to separate school and football. So if you look at players who end up playing in the higher level in EPL and all that, they all play for clubs. They go to school to study. They don't play for the school, right? So they have no school football in countries like England and all that. This school model is more like the US, in Japan. But for example, in Japan, there's so many players who come through Singapore to play for a particular club in the Singapore Premier League. And many of them actually came from universities. So in my interaction, so to them, the university picked them because they're good in football. Not because they are good in their studies. They want to, the universities fight for them to be part of the university so that they can represent the university. So which means the education is second. And everybody goes around and say, oh, Japanese players are educated because they have a degree. Yes, but they were selected because of football, not because of academic.
Macam NBA lah.
We have a comment di ruang TikTok. This brother should be a director of football.
Yes, of course.
But okay.
Correct what? Right.
I want to touch on what you have mentioned. You want to separate school from football. I think that one also ultimately comes down to the parents also. We will need the parent support. Parents in Singapore will always, education comes first.
True.
So it's very difficult to adopt something that you have suggested. Number one, because parents prioritize education. Number two, the parents cannot see that there is career in football. People are much, like what you just mentioned. People are always worried. Will you make it in football? If you don't make it in football, then how? You know. So because I mentioned about our previous episodes before, when I have friends who were playing professionally, so they were taking, because it's a 1-year contract, so they take one step at a time. They don't think what happens after football.
Right.
They don't plan ahead.
Right.
Then during that point, I asked him that point of time, why you never take coaching batches that time? He said, no point, because even you have a coaching batch compared to today there's a lot of academies.
Yes.
So you can work there, but last time don't have. So I feel that it is a challenge. Then on top of that, we also have national service. So how do you think with all this in the ecosystem, how do you think we can actually nurture our footballers to be?
Again, like I said, at the start of this episode was we need to actually address the pay scales of footballers
Correct, yeah.
to make it lucrative for people to actually take that leap of faith. Because let's put it this way, every parent in Singapore is not wrong, neither do the parents of those people who make it to World Cup. They invest in their kid in the way they think is the best for their kid, right? So that's what every parents want.
Yeah.
Today, given the economy that we have today, certificates don't guarantee you success.
Yeah.
Everybody has one.
Yeah.
What makes you stand out is your ability to be different from others.
Yeah.
What every parent missed out today when they send their kid to academy is when you take the first leap of faith to send your kid to academy, is not to produce a professional player. The first leap of faith is to use sports to create a individual who embodies values and principles to make them better people, not to be footballers. Because the reality is, at the highest level of football, less than 1% of players turn pro.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we should all use football or sports, for that matter, to ensure our kids are able to integrate, socialize, learn social skills, and build psychomotor skills to allow them to go further in life,
Yes.
more than just being a pro. You know, so like every argument, to me, look at how Lion City sellers pay their players. They are paid good money,
Yeah. Good
but
money.
it's only one club. So we need the entire league to pay good money. Then it's sustainable, right? So the question is, sustainable for the individual. How is it sustainable for the clubs?
Correct.
We need people in the stadiums. We need our GLCs behind our teams, right? We need to relook at how, you see, when we had this conversation about having a street name in the club.
Yeah.
That is a very English way of forming clubs. Why? Or European way, because it's tribal. But we are a small country. What is the difference from Bedok to Tampines? Nothing, right? It's just probably one train station away. But we need to create an identity. So how do we create identities? Is using brands, is using organizations that matter to people, right? So what if our Singapore Airlines is the best airlines in the world?
Yeah.
If you don't look back and say, I want to help Singapore football, because we are a representation of the country. Any income derived from representing Singapore should come back to the people, whether it be in sports, in education, or anything. But today, if we look at newspapers or the news, everybody's reporting their quarterly results and all that. What are you doing back for your country? You're a local brand. You're a Singapore brand.
Yeah.
But I feel, coming from the point of view of sponsors,
Sure.
they also want to see ROI.
Yes.
If you are mentioning about Singapore Airlines, they sponsor F1
Sure.
because they know F1 definitely will get the eyeballs. But if they sponsor S-League club, what kind of eyeballs are they getting? So this is a chicken and egg situation. I always use this statement every time we have a football.
Can you lizard and egg? What?
What shit?
Lizard and egg.
So chicken
White
and egg.
chicken.
So we have to throw back to you. So
Sure.
I mean, like, so what's in it for the sponsors? Because we need to okay, let's say you're talking about the businesses are doing very well, but they have to answer to the shareholders.
Sure.
Yeah. So it has to be coming back from you guys. How do you guys want to help the companies to have brand visibility,
Yes.
ROI?
Yes.
So it's both ways. I mean, like, if you're looking at Singapore today, we watch our S-League matches, it's all empty.
Yes.
The crowd is not there.
True.
So who is going to, let's say we put Cartel TV as the sponsor. Who is gonna?
Okay, so like I said, things have gone differently in the past, but we can only look towards the future. Example, have one of partners I would consider McDonald's, because Happy Meal is the best product in the world because it creates brand loyalty.
Yes.
From that red little box with the yellow handles, kids eat McDonald's the rest of their lives, right? When they into their adults, when they have kids, you know, it's a brand loyalty thing. So even if you look at, I think a lot of you are around my age group. So we're talking about.
Not me. Him.
Yes.
Nah, I'm actually very young. But like Milo,
Yeah.
when we had Milo football program,
Yes.
we built a great brand loyalty through Milo.
Yes.
People ask you, where do you play? I play for Milo.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So when we need to look at strategies on how today, if I quoted Singapore Airlines as an example, but for example, how do you use Singapore Airlines? Right now, if it's through football, to create a mechanics to encourage Singaporeans through football, book Singapore Airlines flights, travel Singapore Airlines flight as a family from a very young age, so that the kid, when he grows up, he doesn't want to fly Qatar. He wants to fly Singapore Airlines. You create those experiences, right? So how do you then integrate it? Like, for example, you come out with packages through Singapore football for a European football experience via Singapore Airlines,
Yeah.
right? A trip to Manchester, right? On Singapore Airlines. Only if you are a Singapore football fan.
Yeah,
Then you start to create a habit. Like I said earlier, winning success is a habit.
Yeah.
And influencing expenditure is also a habit.
But there was once upon a time Komoko, the sponsor for Tampines.
Yep.
Not only they sponsor Tampines, they also provide a career path for the players.
Yes.
Do you think is it applicable today? So at least you can secure the future of the footballers once after they are playing this.
So to me, the reliance on, I mean, Mr. Teo Singh is a great mentor of mine, and we are very close. I think the onus of developing post-career opportunities does not lie only in your corporate partners. It should lie on the fraternity. Like you said earlier, your friend didn't have much coaching opportunities because there's not that many academies. So we need to create an environment where football today is no longer a sport. Football today is an industry.
Right.
It is an industry.
Yes, it is.
You look at the number of academies, the amount of coaches, the amount of administrators. It's big enough to be an industry. So we need to start to treat football like an industry, derive opportunities and income from the industry, and keep the people sustainable in the industry. So what I'm saying here is, if you have clubs that learn to make money and able to generate income, they are able to employ more positions within clubs, create employment, keep them within the space, right? So it's all about generating income. So we have been so dependent on subsidies, government handouts, sponsorships, that we don't learn how to farm. Example, today with what does data company wants? Data company wants data. If we are able to secure data to be shared with these companies, they will throw the money to you because you are collecting data for them. And that comes with digital footprints, what you do every day on your phone. Well, what are the sites that you visit? Which football clubs you follow? What is your buying habit? What's your size? How much do you spend on a meal? These are data which is relevant today. We should look into more than just the football discussion that we have. Because at the end, we need to find things that can be sold. Not just about only things, with selling things, we can have income to generate bigger salaries for players, you know, and also having more buy-in from other people.
So Kashima and Teles actually employed you to expand their brand awareness into Southeast Asia region. Okay, does Singapore football clubs have someone same role as you, but to actually expand their branding and also to pull in sponsors? Do the clubs have such role?
I think I would want to think that they do, but I think Lion City Sailors with the extended team from Shopee has a, I would say, C group have a extended arm that helps them. But I can't think of maybe FC Jurong with the Japanese communities they do.
Yep.
But for the rest, it's all dependent on that 1, 2, 3 key sponsors that they have. Look, we need to create a product that is able to attract attention locally before we can reach out regionally.
Yes.
If we don't have a good product, again, any Singapore brand that we can be very proud of, in terms of whether engineering companies, or even the Temasek companies, in order for them to have a certain recognition, they must have performed locally of a certain expectation. That is no different from football. We need to create football companies, not football teams. We need to create football clubs that are corporate, that is sustainable and able to perform as a business unit and not just a sporting organization. If you look at today, all your teams you follow in Europe, your Munichs, your Inter Milans, your Uniteds, your Liverpools, your Arsenal, they are a corporation. They drive income. It's no longer about I'm I don't know, Ian Wright, David Seaman, or Eric Cantona. It's no longer that fandom. It's about looking forward to the next jersey launch, where there is a potential income. Is looking at when is your team traveling to the region next, to create that interaction. So even when Pokbik was playing,
No, sorry. Komen macam sial lah. Calon Menteri Sukan. Okay, sorry.
Now when he was playing, we actually did a testimonial game for one of the key people that was part of me since 2011. We played that game in India.
Yeah.
And it was in front of a few thousand people, a known amateur team from Singapore, traveling all the way to Manipur and playing a game which is to celebrate the state's anniversary. We had the chief minister in attendance.
Oh, nice.
We played against a bunch of Manipur players that played in the Indian Super League.
Yeah.
And mind you, that is done by a social amateur Sunday team. How many SPL team does that? Like say, for example, now you have Tampines Rovers playing in the President Cup. But what's the hype behind it? It's a tournament driven by somebody and you're invited. We work with the India counterpart to create this experience, right? And it was a city where we were shocked, They took almost everything of ours. They wanted our socks, they wanted our shorts, they wanted our everything, right? And we went to the shops and see a supermarket, everything on the shelf is expired, but people are still buying. We were put into a reality that makes us realize without football, we wouldn't have experienced it, right? So football to me have always been a gift. It is an opportunity for us to do many things, inspire people, galvanize people, get support from the public. But most importantly, football gives you hope.
Yeah. True.
Right? It gives you hope. Like for example, when we were talking about the conversation about how national team, we are hoping on Saturday, our national team is gonna beat Indonesia.
Yeah.
Right? And that's a manifestation. I want them to beat Indonesia. Reality is separate, but of course, I've got players in the Indonesian national team like Marcel Klopp, who are a personal friend, gonna play against us. It's a bit of a difficult spot for me, but I'm Singaporean first. I'm a friend of him second, right? But what I'm saying is, we need to have hope that our football will improve, salaries will increase, corporates will buy in, and the future for Singapore can be hopeful if we all have the right mindset.
I think we have a long way to go.
Yes, that's true.
I think the current national team with the Fandi brothers.
Fandi brothers.
Fandi Sons. The brothers are the
Fandi kids lah. I think that's a lot of brand that you can actually utilize, and then everybody supports a winning team lah.
True.
Everybody supports one. If I think things will improve, I believe things will improve when Singapore football starts winning first.
Okay, so let me just.
Aku geram dengan komen. Football gives you hope. I hope you can take Singapore football to the next level. I will vote for you.
I mean, for me, I just want to go back to one reality everybody have to understand football is a team sport.
Yeah.
No 3 players gonna win you a cup. You need not only 11, you need the bench, you need the coach, and most importantly, you need the voices behind them, which is all of us.
True.
Okay, so to isolate 3 players and say they are the responsibility is on them, they are not liable to provide happiness for Singapore. All of us do. How we come from a small tiny island to how we are today as a renowned global hub is because each and every Singaporean made it possible. And that is what we need to do for our football, right? And at the same time, I also want to put the perspective to a lot of parents. Everybody wants their kid to be a Ronaldo, but there can only be one Ronaldo.
Yes.
Right? So what we need to do is stop dreaming about Ronaldo, dreaming about the next Singapore national team player. That could be your son. You know, dream it right, encourage him right, support him right, leave the football to the coaches. There's too many parents who want to be coaches today. You know?
Jangan komen.
No,
I've seen. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean like to have a view, and when we discuss it as adult, is no wrong.
Correct.
But to go to the pitch and start screaming
Yeah.
when the coach is standing there, you just blatantly ignore the coach and screaming and shouting instructions like you are the coach.
Yeah.
That I think, how would you, for example, you engage a lawyer to fight a case for you in court,
Yeah.
and you tell the lawyer, sit down, let me talk. Then why do you engage a lawyer?
True.
You get what I mean? If you think you're good enough to fight the case, don't get a lawyer, you know? But the reality is each and every parent wants the best for their kid.
Yeah.
But success in football is a team game. Everybody needs to elevate together. If your kid is given the exceptional exposure and reach a certain development, but the rest 10 can't do it, you still won't have a winning team.
True. So parents, let the coaches do their job.
We don't need a lawyer.
Tak. I've seen.
Yeah.
Ini kena lagi nanti
Kena, tak apalah, you memang kena pun. Biar dia kena entam, tak apalah. Kan bagus untuk branding Khalifa. Khalifa Realtors.
Okay. Because I've seen where parents goes to the coach. You know, there's this one game lah. I don't want to mention lah. He goes to the coach. He say what? Coach, today how many goals you gonna let in?
Huh?
The first thing I say, let the coach do the thing lah. And then one more from the back, shouted the son. What are you doing? Play. The boy tackle. Makan. You know, this kind of. Hey, you are teaching the kid
Exactly.
wrong thing, is it?
Exactly.
Let the coaches do their job lah.
He never kena makan with Masih Seraman, you know. Oh, my captain, you don't play. But yeah, I think right now the football dia berbeza sikit dengan budak-budak kan.
Yep, correct.
Because I don't know what's going on in the academy. So talking about, remember we talked about dengan Coach Habil
Yeah.
about the academy. Like we are supposed to groom the next national player. Contoh,
Yeah, true, yeah.
kan? Tapi dia cakap kita boleh buat benda tu if only it's in center of excellence and macam gitulah. But kalau for academy we cannot because they pay the
Correct.
parent.
Yeah,
You know,
correct.
so it's like a business already.
When you pay, you have expectations.
Yeah.
Example, when we grew up in a time when there was not paid academies. Right?
True.
So if you got invited to Milo, means you're a certain level. If you are invited to, so even like say playing for your, what we call that, those days, intercon.
Yeah.
Intercon.
Means
Normal
you
tu.
know,
Oh,
which
dahsyat.
you are for certain, you know. So the reality is because they are paying, parents have expectation.
Yeah,
Back in the
true.
day, when we go back and tell our parents, we cannot scold from the coach.
Yeah.
The parents never cite us. The parents say, yeah, you deserve to get scolding, you know. So this is the reality between what I said earlier. We were discussing also UTR and all that, between pay to play and elite development.
Right.
True.
Elite development has to be in an environment where, example, if you are in an elite club, say you are in the COEs of SPL clubs, how can the parent complain when the club is undertaking the cost of the development of your kid,
True.
right? If the club have defined curriculum, have defined identity and core values, use that to tell the parent, this is the core value of the club, this is the identity of the club, we are grooming your child towards this pathway. If you don't agree, take your child out.
Yeah, that's what the parents do now because a lot of academies out there.
Yeah.
When I see my children not doing well, I go to the next academy.
Yeah.
Not doing well, I go to the next academy.
Yeah.
So I don't know they want to go where. Last they go to Academy Fantasia.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Shopping, I've always mooted this idea that if you are in elite development, while you are having the freedom to develop, I feel that we should minimize the movement of players below the age of 16 years old. Reason being is because of playing opportunities. A lot of people, for example, without mentioning a particular club, we said it before the interview.
Yeah.
Everybody find it's very glamorous to wear that club identity and jersey.
Yeah.
But when they go there, they actually first was a potential kid, but they go there, they couldn't match the rest.
Yes.
They end up not playing. That 6 months or 1 year of not playing have actually set you back in your development by a lot. So when you want to pick up and you find yourself a next team that you want to join and start your development again, you're restarting again your curve. So in that light, you will never be an elite player because you had stop development. Like I said earlier, development is consistent. You need to play regularly. You need to have good opportunities. So even for me, when I also am involved in a local academy, backed by the biggest retailer in Singapore, Western. So our academy name is Western Next Gen. In our academy, winning is secondary. Development comes first.
True.
So even if we lose the game, but we meet the objectives for the day. So how we coach is we explain the objective for the day and say, this game, this is the objective. The outcome is secondary. What we want is the positives. Whether you guys can make forward passes, retain the ball, play the first ball forward, have more shots at goal. As long as we meet those objectives, the scoreline is secondary. And I also don't feel necessary, like today, if you look at the local tournaments organized, everybody is like giving away medals. It devalues the significance of earning a medal. When we were young, we had to, sports day or whatever, work very hard to earn a medal. When we look at someone wearing a medal on their neck who's a friend, we always tell ourselves, the next time basket, I want to do better than you, But today, a medal is so easy.
No value lah.
It has no value.
No value.
You participate, also gold medal.
Yes.
It doesn't create a desire to succeed because it comes too easy. It's no different from buying a medal from Shopee. It is. Because you pay for the weekend's tournament.
Yeah.
You bring your kid there. Whether he wins or he loses, he comes back with a medal. He thinks that he is being rewarded by not giving his best.
The mentality.
The mentality starts to grow.
Yeah.
You need to only receive recognition when you give your best.
True.
Right.
I think there is something to appease the psyche of the kids nowadays.
But
I mean, it's true. But okay, then why don't we not everybody who knocks out from the World Cup gets a medal?
Yeah.
Because I think
Give something else lah.
Yeah
Something
lah.
else, yeah. Like I was saying,
Participation.
give anything, but not a medal.
Yeah.
You can give a token of participation, right? You can give
Chocolate.
T-shirts. You can give,
T-shirts okay. Yeah.
like for example, when you run a marathon, you get a participant T-shirt. If you complete the marathon, you get a winner T-shirt.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But not a medal.
True.
Because a medal is symbol of success. Don't devalue success. Because then they don't understand what it takes to be successful.
True. Faham eh?
Faham eh?
I think it's
Actually must change the.
Sebab tu aku tak nak sekolah
concept.
medal. Sekolah medal bukan.
But actually it's true about the what they call it, the medals. Like last time when we play, we want to win that cup means we work
Of
hard
course.
for that.
It
So
comes
it's
with
like now-
sacrifice, no?
Yeah, now it's like, never mind, I still got 4th, 5th, Everybody got a medal, so I go back home happy.
Yep.
But then, it doesn't create the mentality of winning.
Correct.
Faham eh?
So I mean, you're thinking about the kids' psychology.
Right.
the psyche, because I think they don't want to, senang cakap, how to say in English.
Cakap Melayu je lah. Kita boleh translate.
Kita tak nak
Balik
kecil
boleh
hati
baik.
lah, don't want to make them
Small heart
feel,
lah.
small heart, kecil
Yeah.
hati. They don't want to feel disappointed, go home very sad. Then the parents see, poor thing, next time no need to enter this competition, no medal, get nothing. You know, so tired on a Sunday afternoon, run here, run there, but lose, but never get anything, get t-shirt only.
Okay, so it's the
it's
same
all back
thing.
to the parents.
If you attend your company dinner and dance, okay, they can give prizes to everybody, but only one person get the first prize.
Lucky draw.
Lucky draw.
Ah.
No effort. Just sit down, makan, and then get lucky draw.
But that one, there's no parents' involvement.
Okay, so that's my point. If you talk about psychology, to what extent you want to create a winner? Like I said, you send your kid to academy for the benefits of them developing, not about winning. If you are saying that they are affected by what they bring home, means you are cultivating a very wrong dynamics on your kid, because you make the kid thinks that everything they do, they're gonna get something out of it. In reality, when we are all adults, there are many things we do, we get nothing out of it. That's the reality.
But I think a lot of parents are sending their kids to academy just for kickabout.
True.
Kickabout.
Then does it matter if you get a medal?
Yeah, it doesn't matter lah. Yeah, but that's why we can see like what we touched on the topic that when heated a bit because we talk about the academy players hiring photographers, you know. So
You say no.
You say no, he
No,
say
I
one.
say,
okay, so I mean like the topic swerve to become like we are like it's like macam our intention is we want the kids to focus on the development of the football, but the topic became, the comments became like as if like we are bashing the photographer, which we are not. We want to have an because because I feel that the players need to toughen up, definitely, because we have our regional competitors are very hungry, and we cannot compete with them because of their desire to succeed. Because for them in Singapore, we have our so-called careers, alternative careers. But for them, for example, Indonesia, Vietnam, whatever, they need to do well in this football career to have a living.
Yes.
So I feel sometimes, do you think that this generation, the grassroots football, the youngsters coming up, what do you think of their desire to succeed to become the next level?
That actually, you guys were having this conversation, and I was just thinking it through my mind. The fact is that, what do we want? On one hand, we started this conversation tonight, wanting success for our national team.
Of course,
Yeah.
yes.
At the same time, on the same conversation, we are asking about appeasing parents on what they want their kid to be. None of us have control of how our kid turn out.
True.
Even through the best parenting, there's no guarantees your kid is going to succeed.
Right. Yeah.
What I'm saying here is, yes, the youth today have their own desires. They like their photos on social media. That's also because of influence from the professional scene.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is, if you want your pictures to be in social media, don't pay photographers. Let photographers take your photo and
Right.
you know.
Dengar.
Right.
So because you by then you would have earned it.
Yes.
Yes.
Right? You have earned it. I'm talking about elite football. I'm not talking about like grassroots. Some parents like to go on their social media and see their kids being active. No wrong with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
True.
But the platform or the competition matters. If you are going into, for me, Singapore Youth League is a competitive platform. You need to have embraced a competitive spirit to compete.
True.
Not about the fanfare. It's about results. Because at the end of the day, there is two types of development. One is the generic development, which I would term it 12 and below. 12 and below, in a lot of regions like Australia, like England, results don't matter. In fact, the leagues don't have a table. They just come every weekend and play, right? Whatever the outcome, whatever the score, doesn't matter, right? And then there's the other part of it, the 13 and above. That's when you start to learn to be competitive. So the thing is, we are all too focused on the fun and the fanfare and the cosmetics without realizing it doesn't help our football,
Yeah.
right? The best photos might not be the best footballer.
True.
You know?
True.
Yeah. Maybe the photographer deserves an award for the best photos, but
Yes.
the reality is we want the best for the growth of Singapore football.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when I have a picture in newspaper, bro, I potong, bro, cut. So my face inside, what?
Yes,
Because
yes.
I win. So that must be glamour lah.
I remember we had kita pernah berada di India punya newspaper.
Oh, see?
When
This is good.
that was the
Do you have
first
the
time
cutting? Do you have the cutting scene?
I do. I
Yeah,
can send
yeah.
to you.
So I will put it in the posting. But yeah, I remember back then when we were playing against the play sana is gila babi tau. That was the first time I play in front of 20,000. 10
No, not that. I think about
10,000.
6,000 people.
Yeah, about there. Banyak cannot. Kita bila pass bola tu kita tak boleh dengar tau. I remember that's gila babi, and we are like macam they thought it's our national players yang datang. I remember when kita punya airplane sampai kat airport tu kan, the airport close tau.
Yeah.
So diorang datang berdiri, kita dah macam superstar really. I just share the experience lah. Aziz ada kat sini. So we went there, itu dah macam, habis kita dah penat. It's a long flight kan. And you know Precious was in the squad also. Perempuan berdiri
Gambar.
tak, you know the Galen
Galen.
dia taruh kat satu-satu kat kita. Apa kau lah. Lah macam kita suddenly we saw the airport semua tutup.
Oh,
Dah
nice.
macam kita dah macam superstar. And to differentiate Singapore football dengan sana kita duduk kat hotel mewah. Tapi sebelah around that hotel mewah tu is all the streets yang you can see the lembu lembu berak. You just imagine lembu jalan ni kita tengah berak dan orang tengah jual sayur. Dan macam apa sahaja different tau. Tapi sana budak-budak kecil the youngsters diorang punya football level berbeza.
Yes, apa?
Gila. Because I remember what's the club? Neraca FC.
Niroka.
Neraka pula.
Diorang ada building diorang sendiri, and budak-budak tu will stay there, main bola, train to be a player, and diorang just gila babi. And I remember this is something that I hold sampai sekarang. When after kita kalah that game tau, and diorang semua, you know the score line, the player yang diorang ada tu is semua yang professional yang main India Super League. And that's where Precious so came back after retirement and play in the Super League because of that game. I remember. Tapi the score line tak jauh, is 2-1 je.
Oh, good game.
Very respectable scoreline.
Yeah, tapi in the paper it's like macam Singapore FC lost to the India the Manipur FC 2-1. Tapi bila kita tengok that game, if you were to tengok, dorang ada buat 20 or 30 chances in front of the goalpost. Dorang boleh buat apa tahu? Dorang boleh macam pas timbang depan habis basket kick, memandai and kind of shit. Then we get that experience. But after the game was the expensive experience where player budak-budak kecil ni berebut tau. Nak baju, nak boot, nak shin pad. Kalau suara dalam ni boleh kasih, dia kasih. We ever give dorang berkasih tights lagi. So it's a journey that we go through. Pasal kita tak pernah ada that feel as a macam professional.
Yeah, true.
And kita tengok orang-orang susah. And that's where I really give my respect to Darwin. He's like a father to us, like I said. Because I think tak ada orang yang, individual yang buat macam dia. Like macam, give back to the community.
Yep.
Like trust, always give hope towards Singapore football and kind of shit. But sekarang ni orang berbeza. Orang macam, they talk about this. Singapore national team macam gini lah. Lepas tu the FA is like this, blah blah blah. But I think we need more of like this individual to grow. Betul tak Abang Malik?
Betul.
Kan?
Very true. I believe that so. I mean, my what I hope lah. I mean, for the future generation, something will be done, and someone with your caliber, and maybe more will come out to help the local soccer. Because this is, daripada dulu pun kita memang suka tengok bola, main bola and everything. So it's a national. I don't know why they took out from the national sports, right? Were they?
We always are still. Football is still the number one sport.
Yeah, but I think the money that was given.
Yeah.
So I do not know why, but if you talk about the love from the nation, it's always about soccer.
Yes.
It's not about water polo or anything else. Of course, it's a good sport and everything lah.
Okay.
Tapi kita suka, everyone enjoy football. So I hope that someone is doing something about our local scene, and then can bring us to the era of in the 60s, 70s, 80s, or matter of fact 90s also.
Right.
So this is my hope lah.
Singapore, don't forget, Singapore unites everyone actually. Singapore
football.
unites everyone. Football unites
Football unites the world.
the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when Singapore playing, actually all of the Singaporeans will watch football. And by the way, kalau Darwin ask me to play for his team, I'm not playing for the team. I play for him, bro. It's different.
that is what we go through as a player.
We don't play for the club, we play for him.
If you panggil, I come up for retirement. Walaupun
Aku
5
tak
minutes.
percaya.
Kau diam.
Aku tak percaya.
Tak percaya.
Yeah, but that is what we go through sampai sekarang after 10 years and to be honest, kita ni like in the squad, like we have 30, 35, 40 players kan. Ada juga yang still playing in the NFL kind of shit. But Darwin dia tak kisah siapa yang main dengan dia. As long as you know me, aku kenal kau. Kalau kau dalam kesusahan, aku akan tolong. Aku tak kisah kau siapa pun. I think Maziz is here. Maziz know about this fella. And I think we need more
People
of
like him.
Yeah.
We need people more like him.
Yeah, we need. Kai, what do you think about, any thoughts on Singapore football before we wrap this episode? Tak payah korek. Kerek sah.
Deep thoughts, man.
Oh yeah.
Deep talk ke deep throat?
I think I wish for I think for us we need to be a regional. We need to go back to be a regional superpower first.
Yes.
Then we can go further.
Yep.
If we cannot even achieve our first SEA Games goal, I think susah lah. Very difficult. I think that's the first immediate objective we meet first. Because even the great Fandi Ahmad also didn't win for us the gold medal. So I think that's a very good goal for now.
Faizal Hanafi? Because you love talking about football kan?
Yeah. So must win lah against Indonesia.
Bila
Be there
This
for you.
Saturday.
Kat mana?
Yes.
Jalan besar.
Jalan besar.
Besar.
Because that's the only stadium yang the FIFA standardnya. Am I right?
Yeah, because it's grass now.
So Singapore, I'll be rooting for you. Must beat Indonesia. Although I've half Indonesian. Ada bloodline lah. Bloodline.
Yeah, but
Javanese.
Javanese lah.
Yes.
I mix.
Oh, you?
Javanese and Boyanese.
yeah, we hope.
Yeah.
Yalah, kita berharap yang kita dapat succeed in football kan. Of course, our national player. Kita pun ada anak kecil yang will take over the current players. But back to Darwin, what are your hope for the upcoming future in Singapore football?
For me, actually, football, it all started about hope. I mean, dealing with players like you was not the easiest for me, right? But the reason why I did it and why I am still in football today was because I wish when I was younger and playing sports, I wish there were people who looked after. And I mean, I'm a very misunderstood person in local football. I actually come from a very difficult past. I was a juvenile delinquent and getting involved in a lot of trouble. But one thing that was a constant for me was sports. Sports gave me hope. It in a way brought me back into the path to contributing. So even when I first started my company doing events at 21 years old to opening Project Vaults in 2011, it was all about creating opportunities. Inevitably, when you create opportunities for people, you are able to benefit for yourself. So I want to continue to create opportunities for Singaporeans to also not only sharpen our ability to compete regionally, but I think it also starts with a lot of people taking the step into learning to be good administrators. With leaders, with very capable leaders who will be able to shorten the journey because we are able to understand the demand of how to get there globally. Looking at how Morocco have done it, looking at a lot more other small nations that we always compare about, but not understanding how they come about. So I think to have good administrators is key for us to reach that journey. Apart from players, like I said, players are just like a piece of canvas. How beautiful they turn out or how successful they turn out in an auction, it depends on the painter. And the painter are the administrators. The administrators, the leaders need to understand what is the demand of global football today. it changes all the time. Even from 2022 World Cup to the last World Cup, it's different, right? In terms of format, demand. So when the needle is being pushed all the time, we need to have leaders who are able to mold or morph into what is the market looking at, and we need to make our players valuable. And through that, I think it's been a fantastic time being here with you guys tonight.
Thank you so much.
It's a topic always very close to my heart, and but I think most importantly, we all wish well for Singapore football.
Yeah.
And like I said, change begins with us.
We start by winning this Saturday.
Yes.
Oh, I think this is one of the
Satu nada.
I think this is one of the I think this is the first episode after 10 ke apa yang kita senyap and we let the guest talk. I think macam berbeza kan dia
macam tengah tengok TV gitu.
Mesmerize.
Are you saying I should talk less?
Yeah, no.
No, it's good. Please. Documentary.
Abang Malik will dia akan keluar daripada retirement
I will join.
You want to play lah under Darwin, you try lah. Yeah, but anyway, since we are kita di penghujung rancangan, to Darwin, thank you. You're always a father figure for all of us. I think the number 7 always remain in my heart, and of course 7 Flowers too is my wife. That's where we get. Sampai sekarang dah 7-8 years. Everywhere I go, they still dalam football scene, orang masih tahu like macam Maman is always with PV. They will mention people like Maziz. Banyak player yang orang tahu di PV. But thank you for grooming us, and I think we are so proud of you, and we hope all of the whatever that you want to achieve, you dapat achieve. But at the same time also, like share. Dia ada business tau. Dia bukan only football. We gonna do a content. I'm gonna sekarang kan.
Makan.
Kita akan ke 82 punya kedai makan 82.sg.
82.
Maziz is the owner of that kedai. Dia apa tu? It's a Western food. So me and Khai akan do a content. So if you guys want to visit, please do to 82 Juchat, or maybe you want to promote your Singapore Hawker Club. Yes.
Yeah.
No, I mean, just like football,
Yeah.
there was an opportunity to bring people like Maziz, and of course, we share opportunities that happens within Juchat to make the players that we have, or the circle that we have, or the network to grow. So we always want to elevate people, and currently we have a venture in 82 Juchat Road. The whole outlet is called Singapore Hawker Club, but our Golden Eagle, Maziz, is running a particular store by the name of 82 82. And I also wanna give a shout out. I think they had a noble start. They now have kids football playing under the brand 82 in the up and coming Pesta Sukan. And I think I would like to give a big acknowledgement for Maziz to also emulate what we did, where he have actually benefited and now giving it back to the future talents of Singapore.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Maziz masuk Maziz. Ya, muka sikit.
Dia malu. Dia muka dia macam Zizan Razak tau.
Macam
Crime watch.
I can see the resemblance. Aku nampak the resemblance.
Yeah, but he's one of my I would say one of the idol that I look up for sampai sekarang pun. Kalau kita main bola pun, I always will be the first player akan kena maki atau bawa mak bapak semua akan jalan. But he groomed me as to be a player. Like recently when we won the veteran league pun, kita tak perlu converse banyak. Kita tahu macam dia tahu kita lari mana. And we have a very good journey together. So anyway, kita please do follow 82.sg. I will put in di bawah. We wish you all the best. I love you. Terima kasih, thank you. Dan guys, di penonton yang mendengar di Spotify, terima kasih. Masih lagi running 6.3, 6.4 million streams di Spotify.
Oh, well done.
Di YouTube, we are coming to 18,000.
Nice.
18,000. I think 18,000 ke 19,000. Lagi 19,000 subscribers. Please do subscribe us. Dan thank you kerana support the Tdkt Talk Show, because the Tdkt Talk Show is the number 2 show in the Cartel TV.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you surpass my main Cartel TV show. But
Senang aja nak surpass.
Yeah, shut up. Yeah, but thank you. Kita ada 500 ke 600 new audience. But with these numbers, aku perlukan pertolongan korang. Ni aku jujur, aku always say, I think I'm in the scene for the past 4-5 years. Korang tahu Khalifa Realtors adalah penaja utama for Cartel kan? If you guys are looking for untuk beli rumah, diorang ada banyak lagi listing yang kita akan post and whatever not. Please do 8892 5882. Contact diorang pasal diorang cakap phone diorang tak busy. So kasihlah diorang busy. Dah lama dah diorang tak busy dah ni. And of course please do support Khai dengan dia punya content makan. Ya, dia dah jadi selebriti kan sekarang. But anyway, kita ada jumpa di lain kesempatan. Ciao, dan jangan lupa 8892 5882 Khalifa
Realtors.
Salam.
Chong ah. Hello.
Kau dengan Faizal kat mana?
Kita kan Melayu, kat tangga lah, mana lagi? Apa cerita bos?
Kau pergi cari tu kerinting, kau bawa dia jumpa aku sekarang.
Bos, dia ni leceh lah nak cari. Dia kat mana sekarang?
Korang jangan banyak bunyi lah. Bawa dia jumpa aku sekarang.
Aku tahu. Mesti tempat biasa. Kau bilang bos, simpan dia kat tempat biasa.
Okey, boleh bos. Kita cari sekarang juga. Jom. Leceh lah dia ni. Alamak, jom lah cari. Leceh lah dia. Tu dia kan?
Sial lah.
Jom lah.
Apa ni? Alamak ini. Bukalah plastik ni. Weh. Ui, sangat lah. Ui, bukalah plastik. Panas lah. Panas lah.
Cepat juga si Suar ni.
Buka. Abang Malik. Panas-panas pakai blazer.
Kau diam lah.
Sakit lah bodoh.
Betul juga cakap kau, panas juga ni. Dah berapa lama ni kita tunggu? Tak ada orang call Khalifa ni. Dah lama tau kita tunggu. Kau tengok kita punya call. Kosong. List tak masuk. Tak ada orang buat inquiry. Tak ada orang nak jual rumah, beli rumah. Ni apa ni?
Bang, saya dah bilang orang kat luar sana bang pasal Khalifa. Saya dah promote kau-kau. Dah promote habis-habisan bang. Saya dah cakap Khalifa ni berpengalaman lebih daripada 10 tahun. Diorang boleh buat macam-macam kes diorang handle. Kes faraid, loan, geran rumah, kes cerai dan macam-macam lagi. Bang, lagi satu. Diorang pun dah tahu Khalifa Realtors punya tagline.
Khalifa Realtors.
Kita kasih satu.
Ni macam cakap okey.
Jadi tunggu apa lagi? Hubungi Khalifa Realtors di talian 8892 5882 dan korang boleh ikuti sosial mereka di Facebook, IG dan TikTok di handle kami Khalifa Realtors.